Hello everybody. Hey, Banggood sent a car out for me to review. They sent a 124019, the big brother to the 144001. Big brother by a little bit. And so I want to do that. I want to thank Banggood for sending the car out, and we'll get on with the review real quick. I will throw this one other little thing in. I picked up a couple of GoPros to try to start recording with, and going to grab a handful of accessories for these and try some of the different accessory kits. So if you're interested in stuff like that, as I try different accessories, I'll maybe mention that in some of my videos. That's not going to be my primary focus, but anyway, I thought maybe that would be interesting for some of you. So if you want to keep up with the GoPro stuff, if you want to keep up with the review on this car, I'm not going to be able to do a run video today because of the weather. But if you want to keep up with that, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the other side of the intro. For those of you that watch my channel before, you know I'm not real much for unboxing videos, or not a conventional unboxing anyway. But since this car was furnished to me by Banggood, and for people that have never ordered anything directly from China, kind of want you to know what to expect if you order this car directly through one of my links. And there will be an affiliate link, and I'll add a coupon code down in the bottom also. I don't know which coupon is available right now, but I'll see what it'll either be a 7% or a 10% off on this car, I believe. I will put that in the description to let you know what the coupon code is for. So this is how the car shows up. It'll be packaged in this shipping package, bright orange colored. So let's go over this in a little more detail than I normally do. It's a 124019, and this thing has everything except the 4 AA's for the transmitter. So it's ready to run, other than the 4 AA's, 4-wheel drive, 2.4 gigahertz radio system. This has a 550 brushed motor, and they're showing 55 kilometers per hour on the box. I don't remember what that works out to in kilometers per hour. I'll put that up on the screen somewhere. So in the box we have the factory charger, and a lot of people condemn these. They work great, but they're slow. So if you don't have a hobby charger, which if you get into this and you decide this is what you want to do and you're happy with it, you will want to upgrade to a hobby charger. But for now, these are not junk, they're just a little bit slow. I've checked several of these, and the balance charge did really well. They came out right on the money as far as the balance charge was concerned. And your standard WLtoys radio system. And I like the foam grips on there. Some of them are plastic. I like the foam myself. And here's the car. This is the first one of these I've actually had in my hand. And nothing underneath here. Let me get all this stuff out of the way. Pins out of here. So this one came with 2 batteries. Neither one of them was strapped down. One was just inside the car, the other one was inside the box. It appears that both of these are identical. And we see, okay, 2200 milliamp, 7.4 volt 2S batteries. going to look over this thing a little bit with you. The rear tires are towed in just a tiny bit, and for those of you that don't know, you can pull these two screws out. Let me zoom in just a wee bit. You can pull these two screws out. These little inserts pop out, and the hole in there is offset, so you can flip them over, and it removes the toe from the rear wheels. And this one appears that the toe is towed out just a little bit. I have a hard time with that because I wear trifocals, and I look like I'm looking at stuff like this through a GoPro lens. So sometimes stuff that's straight looks like a smiley face to me. But I'm pretty sure that's towed out just a bit. You've got camber links on the top and your toe links on the back. However, the way this is set up, when you adjust the camber, it will have some effect on the toe. So you'll have to kind of go back and forth and till you get that where you want it to be. These shocks feel pretty good. I know on the first version of this car that they sent out, there was some issue with the shocks having really the wrong fluid in them. A lot of people were dumping some of the fluid out. Oh, this looks really good right out of the box. So they've addressed the issue with the shocks. So the shocks, for those of you that are new to these are adjustable for preload. You can turn these collars up and down, and it compresses the spring more or less. You can change the way the thing rides, depending on the surface that you're going to run on. A lot of guys are doing speed runs with these. If you can see down in here, there's a little hole right here, and you put a screw. I think it's a 3mm, and I think on my other car I used a 3x12, and the screw comes through and hits this little tab, and it keeps the suspension from going quite so far down. It limits the travel. There's another way you can do that by opening up the shock, and you put a little piece of fuel line. You got to take the bottom off of it, completely disassemble the shock, and you put a little piece of nitro fuel line over that, which also limits the travel of the shock. I like the droop screw option better myself. If it's an option on your vehicle, some of them don't. But this has place for droop screws in the front and in the rear. 550 motor. Not sure what the turn count is on this. I'm thinking it's around a 21 turn motor, but I don't know that for sure. And the ESC is labeled with a maximum voltage of 7.4, 60 amp ESC. And I've seen several people put a 3S battery in here and instantly got smoke out of it. So you do that at your own risk, but I do not recommend running a 3S unless you want to change all the electronics out and start from scratch. At least change to a brushed 1060 or a 1080 ESC. The motor probably will handle the 3S okay, but the ESC does not. And I've seen people that there's two basic circuits in here. One of them is for the servo, and the other circuit is for the motor. And I've seen them lose the motor circuit, and I've seen them lose the servo circuit by running a 3S battery. So just stay away from a 3S unless you're just feeling real froggy and want to jump out and do it. But don't say that I didn't tell you so. David said it was okay. No, David did not say it's okay. So if you've seen the 144001, this is basically a stretched version of that car. I'll drag the 144001 over here so you can take a look. This is my brushless version. It's running a 2845 with a stock 27 tooth pinion in it. Running a gyro receiver. This one does about 60 miles an hour on the stock tires. I think it'll go faster if I do something different with the tires and find a better place to run it. But so anyway, so we're looking at I think this is 50 millimeters, so just a little under, what would that be? It'd be around 2 inches, or just under 2 inches. I forget how the difference between the metric and SAE is, but that's the difference, and it makes this a little more stable for the guys that are wanting to do speed runs on it, and it's a little easier to handle with the longer wheelbase. But other than that, the electronics, of course mine's not stock anymore, the electronics are essentially the same as 144001. This comes in a 124018. I have that buggy also, but it's more of an off-road style buggy. This essentially is just like the 144001 with an extended chassis. So if you've never seen this car before, I'm really pleased with the way this whole series, the 144001, 124018, and 124019. I haven't driven this one yet, but I don't expect any surprises out of it. They do have a central drive shaft. The pinion gear is metal. The spur gear is plastic. Personally, I don't have any issue with that, and you can't see this real well, but here's the motor mount. It's non-adjustable. Doesn't need to be, because they did a really precise job of the lash with this. There's a bearing for the drive shaft, and it's a captured bearing underneath this little plate right here. And the nice thing about that is no matter what the power level you put to this, there's no gear deflection, because the drive shaft is captured only this far away from the pinion. So there's no deflection. With no deflection, the lash in the gears isn't changing. I've not seen anybody rip out a spur gear unless they've gone in and made this adjustable and changed the gears and done other stuff. But as long anybody with the stock configuration with the captured motor, non-adjustable, and the captured drive shaft, I've not seen a single one that's been left in that configuration rip out the plastic spur. One thing that I heard, and I haven't seen yet, but on this version, the latest version of the car, which I assume this is, they put aluminum hexes in here instead of the plastic hexes. But I don't know if that is true or not. We're going to learn that one together. Indeed, it has an aluminum hex. So that's one thing I don't mind about not getting the very first version of any of these cars when they come out. One of the things that I appreciate with WLtoys is the fact that as people are having problems, if a lot of people have the same issue, there's an issue. If you're the only one that has the issue, you're the issue. But WLtoys is really good about listening to people as they have problems, and they come in and fix them. The first generation, the axles were a little bit too short, and the wheel nuts were falling off because you didn't have enough engagement in the nylon to lock them into place. The second version of the 144001, they fixed that. The first version of these, they had the wrong oil in the shocks, and they've changed the piston. I don't know which one. I'll open these up and see if I can figure that out. But these are very nice. So overall, so far, I'm going to say it looks like they've done some metal changes. Now, these appear to be, I don't know if that's anodization or some kind of a surface dye, Could be either one, but it seems like a slightly different alloy than what was on the original 144001. It seems to be a little stronger. I'm assuming it's, I hate to assume, so let me just verify. Yeah, I just grabbed a magnet to make sure that was still aluminum, and it is. So overall, I'm really happy with what they've done with this, and I'm actually glad I waited a little bit. This version seems to be the best version so far. For those of you that are kind of new to the hobby, there is a plastic film that comes on these cars, and you can lift that and peel it off. What I generally do when especially when I get a car that I haven't driven before, I like to leave that on there. It'll get kind of nappy and frayed, and somewhere down the line I'll peel it off. Then it looks like I've got a new car again for a little while. So I generally leave that on there till I get the feel of the car a little bit better, get hopefully better at not flipping it over. This one I think is going to be reasonably stable, and I'm really liking what they did with the shocks right out of the box. It really is ready to run. So I'll do a run video. It's 10 degrees here, which is what, minus 12 Celsius. So we're not going to go out and do a run video today. If it warms up in the next day or two, I'll try to get a run video in on this. And pretty much everyone I've seen is hitting between 30 and 32 miles an hour. I don't expect this one to be any different, but I'll throw a GPS on it just for funsies. I appreciate everybody taking a look at this thing. I'll throw a link in there. If you want to pick one of these up, there will be a coupon code for some percentage off, and it is an affiliate link, so if you pick up one through the website, I get a nickel or a quarter or something. I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter. That's not the reason I'm doing it, but I like this car so far. I'm looking forward to the run video. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, and I'll get something kicked out here as quick as I have weather that cooperates.